put it right in this ear.
Yeah, I put an earplug in that ear. I sure did, didn't I? And then you started saying some words, didn't you? And you started being nice to people again, didn't you? And he said emotional things like, I love you. And one of the things I learned very simply as a parent is, if you don't know words, you can't follow rules. You can't expect any child that can't comprehend words to follow any rules at all. Now you can try to connect with them emotionally. You know, let me explain what that is. I've got two dogs and a cat. They hang around on my bed at night. From time to time I pet them on the head and they want to connect with me emotionally. They don't talk to me, but they know they're part of the family. What is very, very important is for the autistic child to always know that they're part of the family, that they are part of that unit. Now, it has an effect. One of the questions that I needed to ask was, how has it affected the other family members? Certainly, having an autistic child is going to be one of the most stressful experiences of your entire life. I graduated med school when I was 24. I graduated college when I was about 19 or 20. But one of the most difficult things I've ever been is the parent of an autistic child. The amount of stress that you will go through is overwhelming. And some people crack under the stress. Sometimes parents take off, they leave their children, and leave them in the custody of one spouse. And what you're going to feel is enormous pressure. But what you want to do is, hey Michael, hop up here. Good job. Good job. What you want to do is try to deal with the stress. Now, between a man and a wife, they need as much physical contact as possible. You know, when Michael moved back into our bedroom and began to sleep with us at night, that puts stress on a family relationship. Well, I place a high priority on having marital relations with my wife. It's very important to have a supportive relationship with your spouse. And it's very important to bond with your child who's autistic. But you can't forget that you have a spouse that is going to need affection and support. And it is very important to have...
Mom, what's this on my nose?
What's that on your nose? I don't know about that. Now turn.
Action.
I'm going to take a moment to let my wife tell you about her experience. I know I hope she'll be honest and just tell you about her feelings. When did you first notice that something was wrong?
Probably in his, after about 12 months old, he would not respond to us, and initially I thought he was deaf or had some type of hearing loss because I could be anywhere, I could be anywhere in the house and he would be hunting me or I'd be calling him. So initially what I took to our pediatrician is he's not speaking. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't say I love you or have any of the emotional bond that my other two children had. So initially my concern was he was deaf. And so till we ruled that out, before we found out about the autism disorder, it was just that he couldn't hear. So that was our initial, and it's very frustrating because there's nobody out there. It's not a pill that the child can take, so you're just stuck. And you're searching for any answer you can when you do get the diagnosis of autism. And I don't know how many other parents I've talked to that we've just randomly found that have called us or have heard about us to try to understand, to try to get some kind of group together, to have some kind of understanding, because there is no easy solution. And so initially, after he was ruled out that he was not deaf, and Auburn ruled that he had autism, we were just stuck. We didn't know what else to do.
Hey, Stephen, we hadn't asked you this before, but this is your chance to speak out as the brother of an autistic child. Tell us when you started to notice something was different about your brother.
I can't say I saw much difference because he's my brother and I've never had a child, never been around many children. But I did notice he was more independent. It didn't seem, something seemed wrong. It seemed like he was seeking more attention, and he was given attention, and then when it was given to him, he just didn't know what to do with it. He fled from it.
one of the things we saw was, I went in one day, and we were having what the family thought was a great afternoon. The family got Michael to play by himself, and then the rest of the family could actually watch a movie. And I realized then that something was terribly wrong, because a child should not be playing by themselves when they're between 1 and 2. Now, we tolerate that type of behavior more from males children than female children, because we like to think, well, men are supposed to be independent. It's okay. And Michael didn't have any motor defects. He could run. He could ride a tricycle when he was like 2.5 years old. He was very coordinated. And I thought, hey, that's proof that there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is we don't make our living by riding tricycles. We're not part of society because we ride tricycles. We're part of society because we communicate. And that is much more important than anything else we do as human beings, being able to communicate effectively. And for 99% of us, that's communication through words. So a child that cannot communicate can very easily become emotionally distant and emotionally separate. Now, one of the things I do that is real, kind of looks odd as a father of a 4.5-year-old, is I usually pat Michael a lot. Now, I used to pat him all the time. Can you give me a big hug, Michael? Can I get a hug? All right. See, he can give me a hug. Now, if you can get your autistic child to get you a hug and give him affection every time he responds to you, then you got a relationship.
He did this, like, this is not a handshake.
All right.
Like in big.
Okay. Anyway, if you can connect
That's not
through touch.
hug. That's not hug.
Right.
If
Connect
you
through
don't have
touch,
earplugs,
even if you can't connect through words.
Then
Because touch can say more than words sometimes. The right kind of touch, if you can get your autistic child to where he wants to be hugged, to where he wants to be patted on the head, then guess what? You've got a relationship, even if your child's nonverbal. Now, one of the things that we wound up developing with Michael is theories of auditory processing. That processing with one ear is easier than processing with two. But hey, Michael, can we get you included? Come on, let's answer some questions for him. Let's show him how smart you are, okay? Can you count to 5? Can you count to 5? Count to 5. Can you count to 5?
I can count my fingers.
Okay, count your fingers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow, good job, Michael. I'm proud of you. You are doing so good. Can you say your ABCs?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Let's all say
Good job, Michael. Thank you for that. Can you tell them what your name of your teacher is in kindergarten?
Miss Cobb.
Do you like Miss Cobb?
Yeah.
Is she sweet to you?
Yeah.
Do you love her?
Yeah.
Now, who do you love, Michael? Who do you love? Can you tell them some folks that you love? Who do you love, Michael?
And there's another one. I keep the part safe.
Now, do you love Mama?
Hey, there's Miss Mira. I keep the part safe.
Okay. Now, do you
That's
love...
the last teacher. And if you want to have to go to track.
Okay.
Running track.
All right.
Like
Do you-
this.
All right.
Until
How about, is that it?
You know what this wheel
Hey, Michael.
points like this?